before we get canceled.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first annual BuckleBomb Entertainment Blastie Awards, our year-end award show. I am your host. I am your host for the evening, Sarah, out of Syracuse, New York. For this week's Get to Know You Better, why don't we go with something that we're all hoping to achieve outside of BuckleBomb this year for 2021. Danny, why don't you start?
I'm going to improve my cooking game.
Oh,
Tenfold.
nice.
I'm going to 100% switch it up.
It's a fun thing to learn to improve when you feel like you're starting to get the hang of it.
I'm stoked. I've already crossed the threshold of learning how to make sesame chicken. I've only done once, but I talk about it over and over again. So I'm going to do that a second time midweek. Amongst other things.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
I was not ready for this question. Also, I'm Brian from Portland, Oregon. I guess since, oh my goodness, I'm just going to keep it 100 and just say this year what I'd like to do is get more dick and drink more wine.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
You're already starting it off right. You're drinking your wine.
It's called Get Fucked 2021. What a way to start the show.
Just for the record, like in order of that, it's definitely more wine than anything else.
Leads to the dick.
Hi, everybody. I'm Orlando from Fort Lauderdale. My achievement for this year, I would say, hopefully, continue on studying. Hopefully, getting my bachelor's degree. Still hoping for that.
I know I didn't go over my goal. I had to think of one because my main goal was to help with one thing for BuckleBomb. It's a little aggressive, a little time consuming, but we all know anybody that follows PWI, they do their top 500 wrestlers, the best 100 women, and best 50 tag teams. We're going to get our own version for us this year. So next December, we'll be having top 100 wrestlers and then maybe top 50 women, top 20 tag teams.
Solid.
Yes. Do you mind putting up a little comment that Dallas put? Because I think we all agree on what Dallas is going to say right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't clean up good once in a while.
Just for reference, when Orlando started off by saying we're all going to agree with him, this bitch right here was like, the fuck we are.
You're right.
But you're right.
To show you.
There's always one.
Yeah. There's always one, right?
That's our first t-shirt.
So the way we're going to work our first award show this year, I'll read off all the nominations for the categories. You guys can take turns reading off the winners.
Mm-hmm.
Sound good to you guys?
Yeah.
All right. So let me find our first award. And of course, I lost the banner for it. So we won't do the banner for this one. But our first award is going to be for the best weekly show. The nominations for the best weekly show were Monday Night Raw, Wednesday night's NXT, AEW Dynamite, Friday Night SmackDown,
Yes.
and AEW's Tuesday Night Dark.
Who goes first? Who chooses the winner?
We'll go in clockwise order. So Daniel, why don't you go ahead first with this one?
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2020 weekly show of the year, Blastie Award, goes to AEW Dynamite by a landslide.
Da, 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 da.
It's certainly
I
my
wish it was
favorite show to watch
SmackDown
of the year.
because SmackDown is my weekly television show, but I understand how the people voted. So
I think we should definitely do our own personal honorable mentions for each category if we want to. And certainly SmackDown lately has, it deserves a little bit of recognition. It's been pretty good. Wish I could say
Yes,
the same
it has
for Raw,
been.
but
I would also like to include thank you for everybody who voted. We actually had a lot of better turnout than I had anticipated. So thank you for all those who voted.
Yes, thank you.
I actually agree with this one. There were some that I was like, fuck that, but that's a whole nother story. This one I agree with. This was my personal choice as well. This is what I voted on, so I'm glad to see it on top where it deserves to be.
Personally, I think it could have Dynamite could have been given a run for its money, I think, if NXT UK had not shut down.
Yeah.
Because they put on an amazing show.
yeah, I agree with that.
And yes, Dallas, people did vote for Raw.
damn.
All right, so we will
Jeez.
get
people
to
that still like Raw.
They have their spots. They have their moments.
Of course.
Main event was awesome last night. That was great.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Should have cut it off there.
Until they fucked it up with Goldberg.
We'll talk about that another day. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, this is a celebration of what's the best, not what.
From 2020, okay? Okay.
Uncle Bill.
So we will get to our next award, which is going to be the pay-per-view of the year. The nominations for that one was AEW Revolution, NXT TakeOver 31, WWE Royal Rumble,
Yes.
WWE Payback,
Surprisingly good show.
NXT War Games,
Yes.
Bang.
and the last one was New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. Which has also been really good this year, by the way. And I would like to personally apologize for not including New Japan in any of these nominations. They will be included next year. Wrestle Kingdom has been freaking awesome this year. Sorry.
Yeah, I could definitely see this being possibly the pay-per-view of the year. However, for 2020, our pay-per-view of the year goes to AEW Revolution.
What? Hold up. Rewind. I'm sorry. NXT War Games, all of those matches were the best. I'm sorry. That was the best pay-per-view of 2020, in my opinion.
I happen to agree. I actually don't think I voted for Revolution, but I also didn't see it, so I didn't really feel that it's fair. But the people have spoken. It is AEW Revolution.
This might be... I voted for Royal Rumble. I thought that was a really good pay-per-view.
I'm 2 for 2.
This one took us a while to actually agree upon a winner.
Well, I think we just went off of votes, so
yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, there is another one that we'll probably get to that we'll probably discuss.
There will be discussions. Just wait.
So our next award is going to be the Tag Team of the Year. The nominations for this one were WWE's The Street Profits. Out of Impact Wrestling, The North. Out of a team that wrestled for a couple companies this year. They're currently known as FTR. Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. The Young Bucks out of AEW. And out of WWE, the Golden Role Models.
The only female tag team that are there, but I digress. And your tag team of the year for 2020 is the Young Bucks. Boy, AEW is like on a landslide right now, I have to say. But I agree with the people. The Young Bucks, they've had an incredible 2020. They've had, at least 3, 4 amazing tag team matches in 2020. So
I think that they did amazing, but that's not who I voted for. I voted for FTR.
Also a solid vote.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Either way, I went with AEW, obviously.
I think we all agreed this was the most difficult one to vote on.
Yeah.
There's certainly multiple people that could have definitely won this category.
agree.
Shout out to Tag Team Wrestling 2020. Awesome.
Yes.
Tag team.
Making the
AEW
comeback.
definitely brought it. There's been a few really good from NXT, but unfortunately, WWE just did not bring the tag teams this year.
And they
Stay
broke
Let's not
tuned for
forget-
trios.
Yes, and let's not forget the role models, the golden role models. They were killing it.
Like I said, WWE did not bring it outside of NXT when it comes to tag teams.
Okay.
All right.
Battle.
So, keeping with the tag team theme, we will get on with the tag team match of the year.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Also difficult category. Now this was the most hard, I think. For most
I
of
think we all thought about it for hours on end.
Okay. The nominations for this one, I believe this was an AE Dynamite show. The backlot brawl between Best Friends and Pride and Powerful.
Yes, it was.
Young Bucks versus FTR. That was Full Gear.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
From AEW Revolution, Young Bucks against Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
From WWE's NXT's War Games, the Women's War Game match. And those are our nominations.
And your winner. Tag team match of the year.
Goes to
The Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Adam Page.
Of course.
You know what it is.
That,
By the way, I absolutely love those graphics.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Yes. But no, I agree with the people here. I mean, like, it was a very high intensity type of match, very fast paced. It kept up. The energy of the crowd helped it. So, I really enjoyed this match,
I will say I did not vote for that one. I actually went for Young Bucks and FTR. But I don't also disagree with this.
Yeah.
There's
nothing wrong with that.
I don't think no matter which one would have won, I don't think really many people would have been upset. I think every one of these matches could have been tag team match of the year.
For sure, for sure.
Okay. All right. Our next category is what we thought was a cleverly named one. We are going with this year's Freshman of the Year, which is, I guess, kind of like a Rookie of the Year award, but not really rookie. It's one who finally made it to one of the bigger stages and it was their first year pretty much.
A lot of breakouts this year.
Mhm.
So the nominations for this one was Dominic Mysterio, Powerhouse Will Hobbs, Dr. Britt Baker, DDS, Shotzi Blackheart, Santos from NXT, and Angel Garza at WWE.
So this one actually really surprised me before I announced the winner because I've been monitoring all the votes up until then. Is almost a landslide on this one, and I'm actually really surprised at who ended up getting it. It's actually who I voted for as well. But I almost said the name. Your Freshman of the Year award goes to Shotzi Blackheart.
Yay!
I mean,
Fresh woman.
honestly, yeah. I mean, honestly, come on now. Shotzi had an incredible 2020.
Mhm.
She was in the Females Royal Rumble. She faced Sasha Banks and Bailey. She
Mhm.
was in Raw and SmackDown when they needed them. She even hosted Halloween Havoc. So kudos to Shotzi.
Yes.
Shotzi's fun.
Mhm.
Okay, so our next category, just updating the vendors. I know we changed the name on it a little bit. Next one is the Best Person on the Mic Award, whether it's cutting promos or just anything in between.
I really like Mike Person. Actually, that's the best category name ever.
Yeah. Mike
Great.
Mike
Person.
Person.
Mike Person.
Mhm.
Hold on, just looking for the nominations. They seem to have disappeared.
Uh-oh. Sorry for the tech
That's
issue.
okay.
Everyone knew that it was really between two people anyway.
No, that one.
Of course.
This one is actually a really big. It was close. It
Was
was
it
a lot
close?
closer than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of debate between this one as well. So you can just go ahead and announce the winner.
Okay, so your 2020 Mike Person is Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston.
And can I just say the speech that he gave on BTE, being the elite, after, like during like the whole show for Bronson Reed's like tribute, that was a really beautiful speech that he did. So I
Mhm.
can see why a lot of people have respect with him on the mic. So
And even weeks prior, they just hand him some random object. Here, cut a promo with this cookie or the Halloween pumpkin, and just boom, right off the top of his head, he's cutting an A+ promo.
He also, I think, who else do we have? We had MJF in this category, and Bailey, and I think Dr. Britt Baker, and a couple other
Chris
people.
Jericho.
Which was
yeah,
close.
Chris Jericho,
honestly,
yeah.
Jericho.
Mm.
Yeah, oh yeah, this one was close.
Yeah.
Good year for talking shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next category is a highly debatable category whether or not these are good or not. It's the best cinematic match. Obviously,
no, the
new
answer is
year
no.
for this category. Even some of us, whether we like cinematic matches or not, I'm not a fan of most of them. There's one or two that I like. But we settled on these nominations. Undertaker versus AJ Styles in the Boneyard match. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt in the Firefly Funhouse match.
Yes.
Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa in One Last Beat. Edge versus Randy Orton in the best match ever. And the Elite versus the Inner Circle in the Stadium Stampede.
Before we announce the winner, I do want to say that. Actually, never mind. I'll say it afterwards.
Yeah.
What do you have to say? I'm so curious to know what you have.
Well, no, I can't because it's revealing who lost, so I can't. Yeah, I'll say it afterwards though.
Your winner. The Blastie goes to for Cinematic Match of the Year 2020.
Da, 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 da.
Firefly. No, I'm kidding. Your winner is the Stadium Stampede match.
What? Okay.
I personally thought it was Firefly Funhouse match. I would have also accepted the Boneyard match. I would have also accepted Sex Ferguson versus Chad Too Bad from Talking Shopomania.
I'm really surprised we didn't have the last one at Full Gear where the Matt Hardy Sam won.
Oh, in the compound, the Hardy compound.
Okay. Yeah, but either way, so the funny thing about this is this was so close that the last two votes is actually what put it over. The original winner, or not the original winner, the winner up until, actually this reminds me a lot of Trump's winning, like he got all the votes and then the mail-ins came in. Anyways, I digress. This is kind of a similar situation. When I thought all the voting was through, a couple people voted through. The person who was winning for the longest amount of time was actually the Boneyard match with Undertaker and AJ Styles. And then the last few matches that came in, or the last couple of votes came in, put Stadium Stampede in. I think it only took 3 votes to put it over to like 2 and 1 or something. That's my background story.
Coming at you with the stats.
Yes.
With the stats.
What's next?
Okay. Our next award is the RKO Breakout Star of the Year award, because the RKO comes out of nowhere, and these are the nominations for the star that came out of nowhere. So 2020's nominations: out of WWE, Jey Uso; out of WWE, Keith Lee; also out of WWE, we have Drew McIntyre; out of the NWA, Thunder Rosa; and out of AEW, we got John Silver and Orange Cassidy.
So I didn't even know that that's why we named it the RKO award. Okay, so that makes a whole lot more sense. I was like, why are you calling it RKO? Anyhow, the breakout star of the year is not somebody who I voted for, but it is Orange Cassidy, freshly squeezed.
I could see why the people voted for him. He's an entertaining guy. So
Okay.
He's very much over.
Yeah.
Are you anti-Cassidy?
No, I actually love him, especially some of his indie work. Check out his match on First Wrestling, the latest episode. I think on November. It was a great match. I suggest also checking out Independent Wrestling TV, which is an amazing little app that has hundreds and hundreds of hours of wrestling, indie wrestling. Sorry, go ahead.
Imagine how many people you can help for $10 a month.
But are you trying to say though?
You too can help an independent wrestler.
Oh, that's true.
Just 30 cents a day.
That's true. Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, just go ahead and at checkout use promo code BuckleBomb. It won't get you anything, but it'll really confuse a lot of people.
We'll leave people 100% confused.
But I was gonna ask Brian, was it just because like you feel like AEW is holding him back? They're not really showcasing what he can do?
No, I think he's super over. I think he's fine. The problem with AEW is that there's not enough time to get everybody over. They have such a good stable that it's really hard for me to with such limited time, it's really hard for me to be like, oh yeah, I really want Orange Cassidy on this show when I feel like there's better people on it. And that's not shade at all. I think he's great, but I also want to see some of their other talent that's not being showcased because of whatever reason, limited time, et cetera, et cetera.
I agree.
All right, so our next category is
I'm also thinking. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say. I also think that Dallas has said that he's so happy with him. I'm wondering if he voted 15 times just under different names.
I honestly, I did wonder that myself. Actually, love you, Dallas.
Yeah.
No, actually, I was able to track how many people are.
Okay.
Practice IP address.
I'm not.
You never know where you live, Dallas.
You could have gone to a different location,
I definitely double checked a few things.
Okay.
On to the next category. This is our holy shit moment of the year. The moment that really gets.
Holy shit!
Holy shit! Hey, we did it at the same time. We did it in tandem.
So our moments are Edge returning at the Royal Rumble, the one-winged angel to Sammy Guevara at the Stadium Stampede, Drew McIntyre eliminates Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble, Hikaru Shida bloodies Britt Baker, Sting makes his shocking debut, and the debut of the Thunderdome.
This one was really tight, by the way. This is one that for a couple of days, one was ahead. The next day, the other one was ahead, and a lot of them teeter-tottered on this one. It was really interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
I did think that we forgot to maybe mention or consider the like the match that led to the Stadium Stampede match, like the huge bump that they took off that kind of a forklift thing. I guess what was it, Sammy?
Sammy
And
got
can you
run
play
down
that
by the
one
golf
also?
cart.
Yeah. So that same match, like that was like I remember watching that and going, they're fucking broken. There's no way.
I think next year this year I think we're paying more attention to it because I think last year we were just trying to remember everything, right? Because we didn't know, like, you know, halfway into the year or more than halfway into the year, last couple of months, so we're going to start our own program and come up with awards. So we're really just depending on each other's memory. And I'm sorry, y'all are fucked when it comes to my memory.
Especially last year, it's all one giant shot in the beer.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I think this year, I know that Sarah's taking notes. I know that I'm taking notes. So I think next year we'll have a more comprehensive list for y'all to vote on.
Yes.
Wrestle Kingdom's in the lead for everything.
Right now, for sure, 100.
But we're still talking about 2020, guys. So
that's right.
Your holy shit moment of 2020 was the return of the Radar superstar Edge.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Honestly, like,
I popped.
Edge returning, like, yeah, I popped too. Like, the Edge returning, you never thought that he was going to come back, you know? And it's just like, I was like, what? I was like, holy crap.
You know, we heard the rumors. I was like, oh, we don't know if it's true or not because, you know, you've heard those kinds of rumors before. And then just to see him come out was amazing.
I knew that it was happening only 2 seconds before it happened. I had the feeling like there was enough of a pause where I like, oh, this is it. Mm-hmm. And then it happened and I went, oh, I lost my mind.
So
it was such a good Royal Rumble.
This might have been one of the best Royal Rumbles just because he had that moment. And then I call it the Tale of Two Royal Rumbles because beginning you had Brock Lesnar just dominating everybody. And then when Drew
pissing me off. It was pissing me off that half of the Rumble, which I don't watch that moment. I only watch the moment when he gets eliminated till then.
So it worked just good.
And then boom, it's like a whole new Royal Rumble.
Exactly. Right. And then it got a "This is awesome" chant. When did you ever hear a "This is awesome" chant for the Royal Rumble?
And we almost got Randy versus Nia feud. Or was that last year?
That was 2 years ago, 2019.
Was it?
Yeah, that was 2019. Yes.
See, it's all one.
Well, technically, they wanted to make Nia versus John Moxley, Dean Ambrose before he left.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
2 years ago felt like 5 years ago.
I know.
I feel like 2020 was a whole decade within itself.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Congratulations, everyone. If you're watching this video, you fucking made it.
And we're sorry.
And we're sorry. This is what you get.
All right, so we'll move on to the next category. We got the men's match of the year.
Ooh, this one's a toughie.
This was a tough one to go back and I think we edited our choices a few times. So men's match of the year, we have out of NXT, Kyle O'Reilly versus Finn Balor at TakeOver 31.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title, Clash of Champions. Walter versus Dragunov on NXT UK.
Yeah. Oof.
From Triple A's.
Such a good match.
From Triple A's Triple Mania, Pagano against Chessman in a hair versus mask match.
Oof.
MJF versus Cody. Oh. No, maybe it was hair versus hair.
Yeah, I think it was hair versus hair because they didn't have a mask. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it was a no DQ hair versus hair match.
Yeah. Still, that match was insane.
MJF versus Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
And then another indie getting a little love here from us. Out of Slime Season, Leo Rush versus Christian Blake.
Yeah.
So good.
I know that was a long shot, but did anyone vote for that match by any chance?
I think I did.
Okay. That counts. Totally counts. It was so good, y'all. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Never mind. I actually...
Back to Brian's memory.
You know, I voted... Oh, is it my turn to announce it?
No. It's actually Daniel's.
I think it's my turn.
Yes.
The winner, the men's match of the year, the Blastie, goes to
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes, my babe.
NXT Takeover
Yes,
31.
my babes. Yes.
Very
Sorry.
good match. I'm honestly, I mean, it was a great match, and I really thought personally that Walter versus Dragunov was, the cream of the crop. That's okay. I have no problem with this match being first place, and they both had the injuries to show for it as well. Unfortunately,
Can I say why I think more people didn't vote for Dragunov and Walter? One, I don't think a lot of people watch it. I think more people watch everything else, so they're limited in knowing what it was. Also, for us, I think the other problem was that they didn't have a crowd. Like every other one that had a crowd, and unfortunately, crowd is what makes, or at least crowd noises, is what makes a match. So I think that kind of hurt them. But
I don't
overall,
think did Triple Mania have a crowd?
yeah.
Yeah, no, you could kind of hear them. They were like really far away, but you could hear them. But not well, because I think what it was is I think with Dragunov and Walter, it felt really real. So I think maybe that's why a lot of people maybe were just like, oh, this is like it's almost like new territory for them. They're not really used to. So that could be why they didn't vote for it. But they liked the match, so.
Yeah, that was actually in the lead for a little bit, which shocked the hell out of me. But I still believe that people still are going to go with the main shows. It wasn't on pay-per-view unless you watch it. And I don't think a lot of people watch it who are voting. So I think that kind of skewed it a little bit. But also Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly knocked it down. So I'm not going to take anything away from their win at all.
Oh, no. That was one hell of a match.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so on to the next category. We'll stick with our match of the year theme, and we'll go with the women's match of the year. First up, from Full Gear AEW, Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa. From WWE's WrestleMania, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
From Hell in the Cell, Bayley versus Sasha Banks.
Mm-hmm.
From NXT In Your House, Io Shirai versus Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair triple threat match.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last nominee was Io Shirai versus Rhea Ripley.
So love that match.
So if you notice, Rhea Ripley is definitely in a lot of matches of the year. I mean, she's just an awesome, awesome wrestler. I can't wait to see what she has. But for this women's match of the year, it goes to Sasha Banks and Bayley in Hell in a Cell.
All right. I think that in terms of certain companies and certain divisions losing a lot of people that are kind of at the top of that division, probably WWE suffered the most in their women's division, having to go without Becky. They lost Kairi Sane. We lost Charlotte for a while. So this shot is for you, Sasha and Bayley, carrying the torch, rocking that feud that's been building for years. The matches, holding all the belts, going to all the shows. Shout out to Bayley and Sasha. 2020.
Yep.
You
Cheers.
made my 2020 better.
Yes. And let's not take away from the NXT women, like the NXT women's division. The NXT women's division, that right there is like the future. Any one of those women can be in the main roster and kill it. It's just they're all together in NXT right now, and they all have like separate feuds. I already see like 5 different feuds already with the amount of women that they have right now. So, but I agree with the people. It was Sasha and Bayley. They had an incredible Hell in a Cell match.
And honestly, I mean, I think we all agree that the best women's division is NXT right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hard to argue against it.
Yeah.
Really.
Nope.
All right. The next category is going to be the best debut to a new brand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to be clear with that because they'll be like debut and then
Carmella came back.
So the best debut nominees are Brody Lee.
I saw that look, Brian.
Well, I was gonna say her wig made a bigger impression than her returning.
Oh,
Oh,
The shade.
a nice wig. A very nice wig.
all right. So we got the nominees: Brody Lee moving to AEW, Matt Hardy moving to AEW, Miro also moving to AEW, Sting also moving to AEW, Keith Lee moving from NXT to Raw, Karrion Kross debuting to NXT, and Matt Riddle debuting to SmackDown.
All right, folks. And the debut for 2020 was Sting to AEW.
That one, so a little backstory, everybody voted that one. Like there's
Of course.
only like a few, that one never not led.
I'm not surprised.
No.
I'm just waiting to see, like, why is it that he's always coming out with snow? I mean, I don't get the point with that, but I
like it.
digress.
Just stop it. Stop your negativity right there.
No, look, I love Sting. Let me just tell you, I loved his TNA run. I saw his whole career in TNA, so I'm a big fan of Sting. So,
Oh, because winter is coming. That's what it was. That's his whole thing.
Because since he's been gone, he's been watching a lot of Game of Thrones.
That and he reminds her of the Crow. But anyways, I digress.
Two things super impressed me about the snow. I said it once, I'll say it again. I'll be impressed when you can make it snow in the middle of July, and you can make it snow only on a very specific part of the of the entire arena that he's walking out of. Very impressive. Sting has become a master of the weather, and he is your debut of the year. And also, I'm an idiot.
no, you're not. Anyways,
Okay, so the next one, so find the banner, is going to be the comeback wrestler of the year.
You already know.
Okay, the nominees were Xavier Woods, Dr. Britt Baker DDS, Ember Moon, MVP, and Edge.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know the comeback of the year. It's on the edge of your tongue. It's Edge. The Blastie goes to Edge. Of course it does.
Even Edge is giving you a look for that kind of dad joke there.
Yeah, I got your dad jokes all day. I'll be
So
here.
that was probably one that we argued the most about.
Yeah, that one's up there because there's a couple of people I think could have won that one. Ember Moon could have won that one as well, I think.
Amber Moon should have won that one. But whatever.
I meant to say also on the last one, if Karrion Kross had stayed healthy, he would have probably been in the running for the debut of the year. I mean, it's hard to beat that pot for Sting, but I just thought Karrion Kross had a great year, and I'm looking forward to what he does this year.
I kind of disagree with you on that, but maybe he would have given Sting a run for his money. But I think Sting would have won.
You're probably right.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know.
I just like Karrion Kross. I think he's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like Scarlett.
Yeah, I want to see her wrestle.
Oh,
I'm waiting for her to
good.
wrestle too.
I don't think she is in WWE. They have no interest. Okay. Anyways, where are we?
Well, you
Let's
never
watch Dana
know.
Brooke again, though. That sounds great. No offense to Dana Brooke, but like, I mean, I know what Scarlett can do. Let her do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on to the next category. The best rivalry of the year. The nominations for this one are Edge and Randy Orton,
Ooh.
The Elite versus the Inner Circle, Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio,
Which is still going on. Excuse me, sorry.
And will go on for the rest of your life.
Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, Big Swole and Britt Baker, and Bailey and Sasha.
I don't agree with this one, but the rivalry of the year is The elite versus the inner circle.
I think what the thing was what people were voting for is because they see multiple storylines. That's why they kind of voted for this, you know. Like for us, like if we just pick like one particular rivalry, I know each of us will have a different one, but you know.
Yeah.
I drug it out. I don't know. It's kind of I'd still think personally, I thought it was Sasha versus Bailey, just because it carried so much wrestling and so many television shows. But you know, I'm a huge fan of all these people, and I think we didn't have an award for like best long term story, but I wanted to somehow mention Hangman and how he's basically had the same running narrative since AEW kind of began. So I wanted to like somehow give that a shout out, and I guess that's kind of also part of this. If that makes sense.
Well, you never know. Maybe 2021 is the year of cowboy shit. So
He's gonna lead the Dark Order.
He is. I've been calling that for weeks, by the way. Before you guys bought into it.
Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to the Queen.
well, I'm only gonna believe it if something happens because with Omega and company. So we'll see.
I mean, he did go sit with them at the beginning of BTE.
He said, "Can I join in?"
Because who? Yep, it's going down.
I don't watch BETs or BTE, so.
And it's just one of the few poor life choices you make, but that's all right. We still love you.
Yeah,
I know my first one is hanging out with you guys.
That is the worst decision.
Technically, that's three bad decisions.
That's okay. I enjoy my 3 bad decisions.
Ooh, I can't wait when we all meet in person just to see how crazy we're gonna get.
Oh, it's on.
I know. I'm saving my liver.
It has to be Vegas. It has to go gambling. It has to be Vegas.
All right. So the next award, we kind of changed it up over the past week, the name of it. So this is now an annual thing. It is going to be the Brody Lee Memorial Achievement of the Year Award. And the nominees for this one are for Jon Moxley for holding the AEW title the longest this year, Chris Jericho for making it 30 years in the business, Bailey, who hit number 2 at one point for all-time days holding a women's title, who is now passed by Asuka, who is also a nominee, Charlotte Flair for winning her 12th title, Randy Orton for winning his 14th world title, and the New Day for also winning, is it 8 or 10 titles? I can't remember now.
They said 10.
Yeah, they are. New Day are 10-time tag team champions.
Yes. And the Brody Lee Memorial Achievement Award, RIP, man. It will go to Le Champion, Chris Jericho. Now, honestly, that man has been in the business for over 30 years. He's been in multiple companies, New Japan, ECW, WCW, WWE. He went back to New Japan. He's now in AEW. Maybe we'll see him in Impact. Maybe Ring of Honor. You never know.
I feel like we owe the people a little bit of transparency here.
I strongly disagree, Daniel. I think you need to shut the fuck up. But that's
Okay.
fine. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna
Go
say
ahead.
it. No,
Go
I'm not
ahead.
Oh, damn.
As an executive decision, BuckleBomb Entertainment decided to go against the grain here and not go with the majority vote and choose Chris Jericho. Which, hey, I got no problem with it. It's cool. I didn't vote for it, but that's one thing. You know, I guess that's the reason I'm talking about it. So some of you may or may not have voted for Jon Moxley, and John Moxley gets an honorable mention, but Jericho's your winner. Deal with it.
So let me put my business pants on now. Okay. Or my skirt, rather. So yes, out of the votes that happened was John Moxley won by a couple of votes. But when we reviewed the stature of who really won, I think we all mutually agreed, maybe not this one up here.
By mutual, we meant not mutual.
There's always one that doesn't agree, so
right.
It always happens. So
and when we did an internal vote, he was outvoted, and we did go with Chris Jericho because it's a bigger achievement than holding on to the belt for a year. And I think that some of the voting was definitely geared towards likes rather than actual achievements. And I think that because this was such a big award, I mean, it's literally the Brody Lee Achievement of the Year award, and we really wanted to make sure that it was done with respectfully and not just biased off of who we liked. We wanted to make sure that it went to somebody who would uphold those values, and that's why we did Chris Jericho.
I mean, he was my vote anyways. I mean, 30 years in the business, you don't see that a lot. Although I found out this past weekend listening to an old podcast, Gangrel's been in the business for 32 years, just not in any major company. But kudos to him.
Yeah, but also it's more like an active competitor. That's the thing. Like a lot of guys, they say that they've been in the business for 30, 40 years, but have they been really active?
Gangrel's still wrestling. I mean,
he's doing a lot of indies, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jericho took a couple years off himself as well, so
yeah.
But I mean, still 30 years, you can't discount that, no matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a magnificent achievement. Very proud of him.
So we got 2 categories left. We will move on to the next one. It is going to be your Women's Wrestler of the Year. The nominees for this one are Io Shirai out of NXT, Bayley out of WWE, Sasha Banks out of WWE, Hikaru Shida out of AEW, Thunder Rosa out of NWA, and Asuka out of WWE.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Isn't it Orlando?
Huh?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very difficult year for all of us watching wrestling, but one wrestler has been there on multiple television shows. The long-term storyline, you know who she is. She's your favorite heel. It's Bayley. It is Bayley. Female wrestler
Ding dong. Of course, she is the winner.
She is our role model.
Of course. The longest reigning.
I'm just going to say I am so salty over that.
It's your turn. I passed the salt torch to you.
I voted Asuka.
I did too, actually.
I know. Apparently a lot of bad people are, yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. Look, it could have been Asuka, it could have been Bayley. It's just they both had an incredible 2020, in my opinion.
Could have been Rhea Ripley.
It could have been, but it wasn't. It was Bayley. I'm not upset about it.
Glad you found your brother, Bayley. Glad you found your brother.
Yes.
Solid.
Yes, I know. That was a scary situation. Yeah. No. Glad that you found your brother. And
the final category for this year's first annual Blastie Awards is the Male Wrestler of the Year. The nominees: Drew McIntyre out of WWE, John Moxley out of AEW, Chris Jericho out of AEW, Finn Balor out of NXT, Randy Orton out of WWE, and Cody Rhodes out of AEW.
I refuse to announce this. No, I'm just kidding. I actually kind of agree with it. He definitely brought a lot of attention. So without further ado, your male wrestler of the year, the Blastie goes to Jon Moxley.
Male of the year. Male of the year.
Word. This was really difficult for me because I didn't vote for him, but I wasn't disappointed when he won either. I think that he is responsible for a lot of the popularity and growth of AEW currently. So I wasn't mad at it at all. I personally voted for Drew McIntyre, but you know, I can like wrong people too.
I mean, this is this is also one of those categories where I think any one of the nominations could have won, and majority would have been happy.
Probably
okay
not
with it.
sure.
Not the majority, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree with the people. Jon Moxley had an incredible 2020. You know, he's been the face of AEW throughout that whole time. So,
Still your IWGP
congratulations.
U.S. champion.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to all the 2020 Blastie Awards.
Yes.
This is something that we will be doing yearly. I actually, from just me, it was so fun creating the list and just seeing all the votes come in. I think, okay, Orlando drove me a little nuts because he was like, who's in the lead? Who's in the lead? Or no,
I think we all drove you nuts.
Or Daniel.
Probably
no,
me,
I think it was Orlando because he would make me
No,
like,
I think it was me.
I would be in bed like at some normal time to be in bed, and he would be asking me questions because this bitch works at night, and I'm like, you're really gonna make me get up and look, and then of course then I would be like, no, I'll do it tomorrow, and then I'd be like, I'm really curious myself, so then I'd get up, go to the computer, and start looking.
See, look, I helped you though. I helped you for your curiosity as well.
I wasn't curious until you started talking about it. I was comfortable in bed. I was fine where I was.
So what I'm hearing is next year when we do this and you do the voting form, we're all responsible for texting you at different times. Hey, who's winning?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, totally.
Well, the thing is,
every 15 minutes it'll be a different one.
So it wasn't so problematic if you all didn't have the email and the password to get into that shit. Like every single one of you have access to it.
So
Orlando's not even paying attention.
It's so far back though in the chat.
I don't know what he's talking about.
See, this is the fucking problem. It was all in the Gmail. It was in the Google Drive. Just log in. We all have the password. Anyways, we digress. This is stuff for after the show that we're gonna all yell about.
Wait, we have an email together?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Are we pro now?
See, I remember I even have my own email. I even know that.
Yes, we all have our own email.
Yes.
What's the email?
Anyways. Well, this was fun.
Yes.
Nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
No, nobody got hurt. Exactly.
Well, Ed just kind of still on the injured list.
Again.
We would love to say that nobody got hurt during the making of this episode or this competition, but
Except
clearly,
for Finn Balor
actually,
and Kyle O'Reilly.
Actually, I did bang my elbow in the corner of my desk, but
right. And feelings got hurt from the show. Like we literally were going back and forth, and by that I mean me and Daniel. We're going back and forth and just fighting constantly through this, and yet we're still friends. Kind of.
We did it for you.
No, just kidding.
We tested the bounds of our friendship.
Oh,
for you.
And then we learned that drinking is the true connection to our friendship.
Cheers to that.
Yeah. Anybody?
Yes. Look for the Blast season, this time next year on the 2021. Maybe Edge will win comeback of the year again, 2 years in a row.
Could be.
Is that really a comeback? Like if it's 2 years in a row, like that seems really shady as fuck.
Hey, if he wants to go for that award,
he comes back.
True.
It's all depending on how he comes back because the Royal Rumble when he came back to that was like a big pop.
I mean, I think we all expect him to return. I don't expect it much as big of a pop. Well, I guess we won't know either way.
But also get ready for more shows from us this year. At some point, we'll probably be doing some sort of show daily. It may not be all four of us daily, but you'll get the majority of us every day.
Just the tip.
We're growing. We're growing. Whoop, whoop.
So don't forget to check us out. We will post all the winners on Twitter tonight. You can catch on Twitter at BuckleBombENT, BuckleBombEntertainment.com, and of course on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all your other favorite podcast places. You can catch me personally at HTC_Sarah GNW.
DMC Grizzle. You know what it is. Instagram,
you-
Twitch, it's all the good stuff.
And you can find me on Twitter at Brian Bella BBE.
Yes, and you can follow me at Twitter at Orly1985. That's ORLLIE1985. Also follow our Instagram. I'll also be posting the winners as well. Maybe tagging them so they can see that they won our award.
Yes, please tag them. Please, if you're on Twitter, if you're following us on Twitter after we post them, if you could tag and retweet, that would be much, much appreciated. We'll also have it on our website at some point. We had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for all joining us on this crazy adventure. I mean, I did not expect 2020 to be any part of how it ended up, but I am so grateful for all three of you that, you guys came into my life and we created this beautiful thing that we have fun with. I don't care if there's 3 people watching or one person watching.
Stop.
I mean, I'll even stick with Dallas watching.
No, we love Dallas. Thank you. Our #1 fan. Yes. We appreciate you.
We do. You give me a lot of content for these shows. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Also, give us a subscribe on YouTube and subscription on Twitter.
For fuck's sake, subscribe on YouTube. We need it.
If you subscribe to both of them, Brian will buy you some pizza.
The fuck I will.
Well,
well, it doesn't say like you have to deliver it to them. You would just buy pizza for yourself.
I'll give you my Papa John's point.
Actually, what's funny? Halfway during this show, because as I was talking backstory, if you guys are watching live, I haven't eaten today because I took this new position. It's fucking crazy. Anyhow, I haven't eaten today, and like halfway through the show, I was like, Little Caesar sounds bomb right now. And then I felt guilty. I was gonna say it on the show, and then I was like, of course the fattest one here is gonna be like, I want pizza. And there's the whole thing in my head.
I will challenge you for that title any day of the week. In a pizza eating contest.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes.
Can't wait to work with you guys more and see you guys more. And, I care for all 3 of you bastards.
Have a great night, everyone.
You too. Bye, everybody.
Bye.